Good morning, folks. We're here early this morning at GameCon Day 3.
Day 3.
We got a very special guest today. We got Courtney from Figuratively Speaking Minis.
Hello.
Here to talk to us all about mini painting. She brought a absolutely beautiful ice dragon. Frost dragon?
It's a white dragon.
White dragon.
And then it has like frost spell.
Get it right, man.
I know. You'd think I'd know this shit. I DM.
Call yourself a DM.
I know. But she's been doing mini painting classes all weekend here at GameCon, and they've been quite busy from what you're saying.
Yep.
So first of all, tell us how you got into this.
Sure. You know what? I started in 2018. We were playing Star Wars Imperial Assault, and a friend of mine who owned the board game, he was like, "Did you know you can paint the figures?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna say no. I mean, I need a creative outlet." So I kind of just started painting board game figures. And then my friends thought, "Hey, you're pretty good at this." And was like, "Did you paint our board game?" I was like, "Sure." And then it kind of just snowballed from there. And when I wanted to find out a little bit more about miniature painting, I hopped on Instagram. And then I discovered Warhammer and the whole community there. And then it even snowballed further. So now my snowball is real big. And I've been teaching since 2019.
Okay.
And doing cons since 2019. And here we are, like getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if someone was wanting to start painting minis and they don't know where to start, what sort of advice would you give someone that wants to get into it? Like treat me like I'm a painting idiot.
Sure.
That's fact.
So what I would start with is, what do you like to do? Do you like to play board games, or do you like to play Dungeons and Dragons?
D&D.
Yeah. So if you love to play D&D, I would suggest, hey, have you looked at any hobby stores recently? Have you gone to buy more board games or anything like that? Usually the board game stores have miniatures, right?
Yes.
So you go in, you pick out a miniature that you find really exciting. I love to recommend monsters to beginners because they're firstly bigger than a 32 millimeter figure, right? Maybe not this big, but like bigger, like a slad, right?
Yeah.
Great place to start. And you can play around with some cheap hobby paints from Michael's or like a hobby store. I don't recommend dollar store, but a more of a hobby store to start, because that price point is really good. And then as you maybe decide that you like it and you want to further your experience, you're gonna start getting into, I'm gonna, YouTube this. I'm gonna look up some like how to paint, a smooth base coat, how to do highlights, how do I do eyes, right? Like, so once you start kind of researching and Googling, take a class, find out if your local hobby store has classes.
Okay.
And see if there's anybody at that store that paints miniatures that can give you advice. Then you can get, a decent set of hobby brushes. Usually there's like a 3-pack for like $17, and that's a really good place to start. Or they have kits. So sometimes the brand Dungeons and Dragons has a kit, or Warhammer has a kit, and there's paint, there's brushes, and there's even a model included.
Oh.
So it's really great. Those are great places to start. And then kind of just ask around. Like, don't be shy. Ask the people at your game store. Ask the people that play at the table of Dungeons and Dragons that you know of, and kind of take it from there. But yeah, YouTube is your friend, and the community online is your friend.
I'm always fascinated with like the videos where it's like showing how to make fire, or like a glowing green gun, or like something on like Warhammer figures, and I'm like mesmerized every time. I'm like, yeah, all of that makes sense from an art point, and it just really like makes it stand out so vibrantly.
Yeah. It's really eye-catching. Those details and those fun techniques. It just makes your model, everyone like stop and be like, what is that? Like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah, it's really fun.
So we actually have some photos of a couple different ones that you've painted.
Yeah.
We're gonna be putting those up with the video later too. The one you did for Make-A-Wish.
Yes.
The wings and like the ethereal sort of like smokiness. It's so cool.
I'm glad you like it.
So
that
cool.
one was really fun.
I'm not an artist myself, but I can appreciate stuff that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Your brother's got you. I got you.
he got all the artistic talent.
There you go. We can work on that. We can teach you.
Yeah, all right. Lessons.
Just practice. You need 10,000 hours.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I have that time.
Or the focus. But anyways. So you've said that you do, like, you teach.
Yes.
Where all do you teach like classes?
So I used to teach in and around Edmonton here, but right now I'm mostly based out of Meibel Airbrush Supplies, just on the west end of Edmonton. I teach airbrushing classes. I teach miniature figure painting classes. I teach basing classes, diorama classes, you name it. I teach it. Yeah.
How often are these classes like?
It depends on the demand. So I usually do at least one class a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if someone's looking to find you on social media, see what you're doing, where can they find you?
I am everywhere. So I primarily am on Instagram. So
Okay.
that's where I post like the most recent photos. That's where I post stories, reels, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm also on Threads. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. I'm on. I have a website.
Hey, yes.
You know, like you're just kind of everywhere, but primarily Instagram.
Okay, awesome. And that's figuratively speaking minis.
Yes, it's a little tongue in cheek.
It is.
It's a little mouthful, but you know what? It's
I like
funny.
it.
Worth it.
We'll make sure like
Sure.
we'll probably have
We will
photos, we'll
post and
ya.
tag you.
Yeah, it's all
just
good.
so everyone can find
You
you
can
too.
Google me, and it'll come up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you coming by and like bringing this
Absolutely.
amazing
It's my
dragon.
pleasure.
And
We'll
I
get you
hope
in the classroom yet.
little bit by bit. That's a
It's a slippery slope
That's
for
a
Kyle.
very slippery slope. I don't need another hobby to hyperfixate on, but thank you again for coming. I hope you have an amazing rest of your
Yeah,
con.
you guys
I hope
too.
the classes go really well.
Yeah.
And have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. We're here with Colin from Sleepy Dragon Games.
Yep.
Welcome this morning. We're getting here before the rush of day 3 of GameCon. Tell us a little bit about what Sleepy Dragon Game is doing.
Well, our current title, well, I say our, I'm a solo dev. My current title is called Zombie Survival. It's
Okay.
a zombie survival game, not to be confused
Ooh.
with human survival. Humans had their chance. It's a city builder, so you're going to work from a small horde of zombies up to a big horde of zombies.
Okay. We like zombies.
Yeah. Well, it's still in early development, so
Okay.
there's not a lot to do in it quite yet, but I'm hoping to have a playable demo to download by the end of the year.
Awesome.
I have a Steam page, so that when it's available, you can download it from there. I also have a Discord server if people have ideas what they'd like to see in the game. I'm not ashamed to admit I don't quite know everything that's going to go into it yet, because, well, no one's really played zombies, a horde of zombies before, so
Right.
who knows what's going to be fun.
Early
Okay.
days, yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been working on it up to this point?
Up to this point is 3 years.
3 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
I actually started working on it for the first GCC.
Okay.
The Sask Interactive, who sponsored my booth,
Yes.
said, "Hey, there's this thing happening. Anyone want to put up a booth?" And I was like, "Yes." And I'm like, as it was, I was working on mobile games,
Right.
So I was like, "Well, that doesn't show very well at a convention." So I just threw something quick together about this because there's a game, an idea that's sort of. Talking's hard on the third day.
Yeah.
It's a game idea I had sort of in the back of my mind for a while. And so I threw something quickly together, showed it the first year. Everyone seemed to like the idea. So I kind of keep working on it in my spare time when
Okay.
I can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what's right now? So we know, so we're zombie survival. What's kind of the core concept? Like, what's the gameplay plan to look like?
What is the
Or-
vision in your mind?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to start in a corner of the city, and you're going to expand out. The city will slowly become more and more dilapidated.
Okay.
It starts out as a nice, clean city. Then there's going to be like burning cars, the oil barrels, the broken down buildings, stuff like that.
Okay.
Just end of time stuff.
Yeah. Basically, you're causing the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, awesome.
Oh.
But you are the zombies slowly
Yes.
hoarding,
Okay.
taking over the city.
I like that. It's like the flip
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And you're aiming for like PC release?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
PC release and
Yeah. I'd like to expand to the other ones as well, but
yes.
one step at a time.
You are but one man.
Yeah.
Yes.
One man. How does that go? Like, is that like, we've talked to a lot of devs, obviously smaller companies, smaller teams. Obviously, everyone's got to wear a lot of hats. You are wearing all of the hats.
Yeah.
You can't see them, but they're actually
Yeah,
stacked
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
How does
They're getting heavy.
How does that play out? Like, when you come across, say, a problem, or there's something that obviously that you've never done before, is it then just a deep dive for an extended period of time into like character art or like whatever specific kind of thing you're
It
hitting?
can be, yeah. for some of the AI I wanted with the zombies, I wanted them to sort of like when they get hungry, they go get some food, or they have their tasks assigned to them. So just I'm using this thing called the goal-oriented action planning.
Okay.
Which there's not a lot of tutorials out there on how to get it to work, and all the ones that I did find, they make it as simple as possible.
Yes.
Just to sort of get the concept across. But I needed a little more complicated because not all zombies need to gather boards, and not all this and all. It's
Okay.
so yeah, deep diving and experimenting and
Yeah.
crossing fingers.
Perfect. And I guess end of the day, you start and you try and you fail and you try and you fail and you figure it out. You make it good enough until you get it.
Yeah.
And then you tweak it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they say about all art. Art is abandoned, never completed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm having a lot of fun making it right now. Since I was about yay big, I've always wanted to make games.
Right.
I guess for the camera, I should do it this side. But I've always wanted to make games and whatnot. When I was going through university, I'm like, how can I make games with this type thing? So I'm just trying to live the dream as best I can. But
Awesome.
little boy from Saskatchewan, so I have that mindset of, well, get yourself a good job and then work on your fun projects.
Yeah.
Because I got a wife.
Hey, that sounds familiar too.
Yeah, weird.
All right, Colin, thanks for stopping by this morning.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We're excited to see where this leads because I do love me some zombies.
Yep.
Sleepy Dragon Games on basically everything.
Take
Thanks
a
for
look.
coming by.
Show some support if you're here. If you're at GameCon last day, day 3, check it out.
Stop in, say hi.
Yeah.
All right, we are back at it again. Sunday at GameCon. Things have been spicy all weekend. Loving it though. We got a very special guest here today, Mr. Fuzzy.
The Fuzz is here.
The Fuzz. He is good friend of the pod, and we've been trying to get this man all weekend long, but he's a big deal. He's a big deal. He's been busy. So, Fuzzy, thanks for coming by, buddy.
Oh, I'd make time for you guys any day of the week.
Oh, please.
We became
Butter my bread.
as soon as you guys Warhammer battled with me year 1 GameCon, we were battle
We were
bros.
bros.
We're bonded by war.
Rip and tear. Well, what have you been doing this weekend? 'Cause
What haven't you been doing, maybe?
Because you've been busy as hell. So what's been going on?
Yeah, so this year I got picked up by Norquest, who's doing all the esports stuff for GameCon Canada, and they
Nice.
got me specialty moving with the Marvel Rivals tournament over at the Asus ROG booth. So I have been running and tournament organizing and doing free play on Asus's beautiful PCs they've got set up pre-built and curved monitor. So
Oh, yeah.
love
my
it.
computer at home, we're running 60, maybe 90 FPS, and these things are popping out 300, 400.
Wow.
So it's quite the difference. So but yeah, we've been hooting and hollering.
So
and
one's gonna fall off the truck.
yeah. Don't joke. One did get a little TLC on the
Oh,
way
no.
here. So
Oh, no.
I was like, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Wash my hands. Yeah, not my
Will
fault.
not be held liable.
Yeah.
But no, it's been fun. We've been crushing some Marvel Rivals all weekend for the most part.
Nice. Has there been any obviously you play a bunch of Marvel Rivals yourself.
Yeah.
Has there been any gameplay this weekend where you're like, that was amazing?
So there were 2 cool moments. So I do a lot of Rivals. I actually managed a team that we hit top 64 in NA.
Wow.
So that was cool. Or top
Damn.
48. Every little number I'll take.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
So-
great.
No big deal.
There were actually 2 players that after the match, I looked at their name and I was like, oh, off-brand Overwatch, Valentina. They're like, yeah. I'm like, did you trial for the teams and tournaments? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I actually think I've trialed or come across you guys before.
Oh, cool.
So that was actually really neat because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I know your gamer name. We've virtually, and it's like, oh, you're here. So that was sweet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, and then yesterday, someone, and people that know Rivals, you're gonna love this. There was a 5-man Jeff alt at the game capture winning point, and he jumped off the cliff, and everyone just went wild.
That's
and
amazing.
I was like, that is one of the most satisfying ways to have placed your way into the finals. A 5-man Jeff all just right off the cliff.
Fucking Jeff players, man. Fucking
You can't hate
players.
Jeff. You just can't hate Jeff.
You can try all you want, but you see that little pink dolphin costume on him, and it's game over.
Yeah.
You just
Cute as
can't hate
shit.
Jeff.
Yeah.
So how have you guys been doing? You guys have been busy. Every time I come over, there's someone in the booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're either playing or talking or all of the above. Like it's been a very busy weekend for Good Enough Gaming, and we're very happy about that.
Good.
Interviewed a bunch of devs.
Yeah, we've seen some amazing games. We've got some highlight games for sure that we've played this weekend that are on the Steam wish list. Day one buys for us. And we just learned, I mean, this is an exclusive. We just learned that Daryl is the world leading Bubble Up player. He's got the highest score in the game.
I have the world record.
He's got the world record.
How do you feel?
It's I just want to thank my mom and dad.
For believing in me.
I want to tell everyone that didn't think I could do it. I did it.
All the adversity, just a humble kid from Akron.
Yeah. No, honestly, it was my second trial playing the game.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't be stopped. Everything was just working out. Everything was coming up Millhouse yesterday, and
It was hilarious.
I was having a great time. And they just dropped by my analytics and everything. It was super cool.
It was really cool. The dev came by with their phone, and they legit had a chart of all the analytics. Like
I had more than doubled the closest score to me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was pretty damn cool to see that. So yeah, shout out to the Bubble Up devs. That was very, very cool.
If anyone thinks they can beat 240,000 points in Bubble Up,
Get at them.
try me.
All right, now Fuzzy, today's the last day. It's been a weekend flurry of craziness.
Yes, it has been.
What do we got on the docket today? What can we expect from you?
So for us today, the rest of the day over at our booth 322 for Asus
Thanks,
ROG, it's just free play. So if you're at the show, if you're listening, or you're planning on coming down today, you can come sit down on these high-end Asus computers and you can just play Marvel Rivals.
Oh, that's awesome.
For me, though, on GameCon Canada, I am on the mega stage from 3 to 4:30
today?
with the grand finals, where basically the winning team is getting a peripheral prize pack from Asus.
Oh shit! Okay.
And then the second team gets, a little complimentary kind of like swag, kind of cool like bag and stuff. I haven't seen what's in it. I just see the big like string draw bags.
Awesome.
So,
all right.
I'll be up there. I'll be cheering on, and I'll be introducing the teams that made it through the weekend.
So we get to see Fuzzy in glorious HD on the mega stage.
It does take away from my height being on that stage. I'm a big person. When I stand up there, I feel small.
Yeah, we played some Fall Guys last night, and I felt like a 12-year-old kid up there. Definitely, it's a fun experience though.
I was not good with mouse and keyboard. That was not.
Yeah,
that was not
mouse and
good.
keyboard Fall Guys. Yeah, I am
Missed my
terrible.
controller in those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, Fuzzy, if anybody wants to check your channel out, check out your content, where can they find you?
Straight across the board on YouTube, on socials, Instagram, Twitter, X, Twitch. It's MrFuzzyWuzy, 1Z in Wuzzy. I stream variety. I'm kind of on throughout the week, and you'll probably catch Marvel Rivals, Pokemon Unite, or random shenanigans. So
Awesome.
I appreciate you fine gentlemen for once again having the third year of GameCon Canada together.
That's right.
Absolutely, we're
The
going to keep it
OGs.
rolling.
Yeah,
Keep it
OGs.
rolling.
Awesome. Thank you, Fuzzy.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks, buddy.
We'll be back shortly.
All right, we're here with Alex. If you want to get that just a bit closer, there we go. We're here with Alex.
From
who are you
Ode
here with?
Software.
I'm with Ode Software, which is a company I co-founded with a friend of mine.
Oh, awesome! And what game are you guys here with?
We're here with Highway Hijinks.
Awesome. Tell us a bit about it. What hijinks is there to be had on the highway?
Well, there's quite a bit. It's a synthwave themed endless runner roguelike.
Oh,
okay.
And so it's taking, some of the elements from more like traditional mobile games like Subway Surfers and stuff, and combining it with like two of my biggest inspirations being like Binding of Isaac and Risk of Rain.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Love both
And-
of those games.
Just trying to get like an endless runner game that has a little more depth involved with it because they're generally pretty straightforward. We're
Yeah.
trying to like take that and move it into an action roguelike on rails kind of thing.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we've Jordan and I have both walked past the booth and kind of just gone like,
Yeah.
oh, like I love, like we'll get it up on stream here in a bit, but like the synthwave vibes are like just
Chef's
peak.
kiss.
Just
Yeah.
peak.
Yeah, caught our attention immediately.
Yeah, and it just like it reminds me a lot of like the updated and new age version of some of the racing games that maybe we started
Yeah.
off with as a kid, like some of the classic like Super Nintendo, like I'm on a road, I'm turning, like just the viewpoint of it, and it
Yeah.
just kind of like took me back just a little bit to that, but I'm just
Yeah.
like, but this is like new and fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you guys been in development with this game?
So we started in September of 2023, which is also the exact time I started my course at NATE for game design.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Nice.
And kind of like part-time developed throughout that school year. I skipped a lot of class.
To work on essentially what was homework for
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
class,
just homework.
I
Yeah.
skipped game design classes to design a game.
Yeah.
Love that.
And my teachers knew about it. They were fine with it.
Yeah.
And then in summer, we got accepted into GDX. So we'd work like
Amazing.
full time that summer, maybe like more than full time.
Yeah.
And so we had a lot of development for those couple months. And then in second year, it was pretty quiet. We had like a tiny Christmas patch, but it was pretty quiet because second year was really busy. And I got into like some student politics stuff.
Yeah.
Because I tried to do like one of my own of these events, obviously on a way, way smaller scale, where we got a bunch of local indie companies.
Oh, cool.
And that took all of my time. But just starting in May last month, we started again, and we have a new member.
Oh, nice.
Because I handle most of the design stuff, but now we have someone specifically for like, he's making the 3D models, he's making the
Oh,
sprites.
cool.
So I
Okay.
can focus more on like the color grading and the graphical engineering stuff.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
And then, do you guys have a current end goal in mind? Is this just a continuing project that's just going to keep growing and evolving, or is there like a targeted goal of when this is going to like release?
We're still like testing the waters. I have a lot that I want for the game. How much of that we do really depends on like what happens with the game. You know, either like we can look at crowdfunding, either just through funding options or people just buying the game because it is early access right now.
Okay.
Or we can look at publishers, in which case we're gonna have to figure out with them like, all right, how long can I work on this before you get mad at me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
When are you going to force me to release this, and how
Yeah.
good can we make it for that date?
Yeah, but we're looking at like some really, really big things. Our main goal right now is we're calling it getting rid of the garbage, which is just like getting rid of all our placeholders and things in the
Nice.
game that like really look bad.
Right.
Like if we have any clipping textures or anything.
Yeah.
So we're working on that, and then we're gonna work on new implementations. Like the big ones, which are not confirmed, are like a lot of people want multiplayer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be cool
Yeah.
for sure.
We're looking at like a different road system so that we can have curves and stuff in the road, and like even have traffic circling around like big enemies, so you're just going in a ring around them.
Oh, okay.
I like that. Cool.
And then a more like modular level system to be more like akin to a roguelike, where instead of like a smooth endless or it just gets harder over time,
Right.
it'll still do that, but there'll be levels with their own sets of enemies, a lot like Risk of Rain.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotcha. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, for anybody that's at GameCon this weekend, coming by today, if they stop by the booth, what can they expect for the experience? What's kind of the build that you got here today?
I think for booth-wise, we've got two booths actually, because we have one over in the Alberta section, and
Okay.
then we've actually got one with Nate.
Nice.
Nate's going to be packing up at 2 today, though, a little early.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for both of them, we actually do have some prizes.
Oh.
So at the Nate booth, if you play, you just have to scan a QR code and you'll enter a raffle for a VR headset giveaway.
That's sick.
Wow. Okay.
And then the person in first place, who is currently at like 260,000 score, which is like 3 or 4 times more than second place.
Whoa. Okay.
I don't know if you've heard, Daryl is currently the world holder of Bubble Up, another dev here. So
240,000.
this will be on stream. I'm sure there might be some,
We're gonna
some
have to
numbers
go.
getting put up
Yeah,
over here.
we're gonna have to go for that high score, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, and then we've got, if you get first place at the Nate booth, they got 4 weekend passes for next year's GameCon.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. Love
And then
that.
over at our booth, I'm maybe botching the score requirements. I believe it's 50,000 and you'll get a free keychain.
Okay.
100,000 and we have a custom printer set up to print plastic fake customizable cosmetic driver's licenses.
Oh,
So like
great.
I love that.
you can fill them out, put your picture on and everything.
Yeah.
And we usually sell those with a copy of a Steam key on the back.
Oh, that's really cool.
And if you get above 100K, you just get that for free.
That's wicked.
That is so cool. Awesome. Well, you know what? Anybody that's listening, if you're coming today, definitely make sure to stop by the booth, play the game Highway Hijinks. For anybody that's interested, or maybe it sounds like their jam, where can they find the game? You said it's in early access right now.
Yeah, it's early access on Steam. You can also find an easy way to get to it is just by going to our website, which is odesoftware.com.
Okay.
No capitals, no spaces or anything, just all undercase Ode Software.
That's ODE.
ODE.
Okay.
Okay.
Ode Software. Yeah.
Perfect.
And yeah, that'll link to the Steam page and it'll link to our socials. Now, I will say the Steam page visually is very out of date and the game on Steam is a little out of date. We're going to stabilize some things because obviously before the event we start developing very poorly just to get stuff ready.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna fix some of that up, and then we're gonna put that stable version on Steam. So it's going to be the version at the event in like a week or two.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, make sure to check that out, everybody. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. And
Yeah, of
like I
course.
said, it's our next task.
Hoping to load that up here right away.
We are playing this for
Yeah.
sure. So
Yeah.
thank you again.
Yeah, of
Thanks.
course. Thanks for having me.
Hey, folks, we're back again with yet another developer interview because that's our jam this weekend.
We love doing it.
Jock from Neojac Studios,
Yeah, you got it, yeah.
Entertainment, Neojac Entertainment. There we
Yeah.
go. Is here to talk to us about 3 separate games that they are working on. They're actually a Calgary-based studio that's been developing since 2007.
That's correct, yeah.
2007. So, can you tell us about maybe where your studio started, how it started, and what you're working on right now?
Sure. So 2007, it was me and a programmer started off the company. So very small. Calgary didn't have any game companies, and I was like, can't find a job yet, so let's make a
Yeah.
company.
There we go.
So we started then. First game we did was a MMO. We decided we'll just go for the big one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Took us about 8 years to bring the MMO out.
my goodness.
Wow.
We self-funded everything. We funded it through making software that makes MMOs, and we sold it on the Unity Asset Store.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
smart.
So it funded up our first MMO.
Yeah.
We had about, I think we released it about 2014, and then we had about 50,000 player base on it.
Wow.
Wow.
So
That's
and
great
then
numbers.
we changed a couple of years ago. We changed over to Unreal Engine, so we
Okay.
weren't working with Unity anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that point, we decided to redo the MMO. So you can't find it on Steam now, but we also start putting out games, survival games, because that was the market at that point.
Right.
And now we're just specializing in survival games.
Okay.
So the 3 games we have currently, 2 of them are on Steam, released in 2023. One is Junk Survivor. A lot of people say it's what Fortnite would have been, like survive the night
Yeah,
or survive
the
world.
original
Yeah,
mode.
yeah. So you have the
yeah.
zombies, and it has that art style and stuff like that.
Right.
So people love that.
Yeah.
And then our second one we released is called Athos in 2023. So that's a little bit like Ark Survival, where you can tame dinosaurs and stuff like that, but you're actually don't have weapons like guns.
Okay.
You're more medieval. You're
Ooh,
doing quests
like
and stuff
that.
like that.
I like that.
And
If you can't see, there is a knight riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex on this. Which is
Who
pretty
doesn't
sweet.
want to do that?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
come on now.
so yeah, so in this one, the next update that's coming out, we're promoting the knight on that image. The next one coming up, update coming out in about, I think, 3 weeks time.
Oh, wow,
Will
okay.
allow you to have different armor sections
Oh.
on your dinosaur, so you can
Sweet.
you can put metal armor on
Yeah.
it and stuff like that.
Armored
amazing.
dinos?
Really cool,
yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
And then our last one is called Frontier Legends. That's going to be released in about 2 months' time.
Okay.
You could say it's a mix of Red Redemption type graphic style.
Oh, interesting.
With Medieval Dynasty. So you have buildings you can place down. NPCs will go and gather your resources like in Medieval Dynasty.
Okay.
You can sell and trade.
Yeah.
But you also have the bandits. You can fight bandits. You can become a sheriff and chase down bandits and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
That's a good mix.
That's a yeah.
And you said that one's coming out in a couple months?
yeah, that's in 2 months' time.
All right.
months.
You can wishlist it on Steam or play
Okay.
the demo right now on Steam for that for free.
Oh, nice. Okay, so the demo is available
Yeah,
for people to check out. Now, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what made you sort of gravitate towards this genre and kind of really specialize on it?
Well, like all game developers, depends on which games you're playing at the day. Right?
That's fair.
So I played a lot of survival games, loved the genre. Decided, okay, let's go into making games of that genre, and that's why we ended up doing these games, right? And it's so much fun, man. I tell you, like I end up playing. I haven't played another game for nearly 4 or 5 months now because we're playing so much of our own games right now.
That's
I
really
mean, that
cool.
makes a good game, right? Like, if you want to stay playing it after
Exactly,
working on it, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, how what's the size of your guys' team? Like you say, you've been around since 2007.
Yeah.
It's I
So
imagine
the
3
first couple of
games.
years was hard.
I bet,
You know
I
it
bet.
goes. Self-funded all the time, bootstrapping it. You have to cut wherever you can to save money.
Yeah.
And then when we changed over to Unreal, we pivoted our whole company layout and how we're making games and stuff like
Okay.
that. So no more working 10 years on a game and getting it out. So we try to produce games on a better scale. So we
Right.
build whole systems to make that possible.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And then in the last couple of years, like last year, we first time we ever applied for Canada Media Fund,
Okay.
and we got 88 points out of 100 for our first application, which is really good.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible.
So they said it's one of the best they've seen so far. So we were like, okay,
Crushed it.
We've been working 10 years, and now we're finally applying for this.
Nice.
And we also got a second prototype last year, so we generated about $500,000 in funding last year, and our company has just been growing like constantly in the last 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So I think
That's awesome.
we're at 7 full time, and we utilize about 20 contractors now and then when we need them.
That's a great,
Amazing.
great team.
I love it's local. Like I love
Yeah.
that it's. I
Yeah.
love that you're Calgary based because it's,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we talked about that off camera a little bit, but the fact that, Calgary and Alberta as a whole is not really known as being kind of a gaming development hub, but in the last couple years, it seems like it's sort of picking up steam here a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. Yeah. So of course I've been around so long. I've seen companies come and go.
Right.
Yeah.
Big ones that had like 50 people, 100 people working for them, and then smaller ones that doesn't get to the point where they can get to that,
Yeah.
continuously bringing out games.
Yeah, for sure.
But now I think in the last 2 years or so, I've seen a lot of companies. Like right now, I can count about 4 or 5 companies that has games on Steam that is based in Calgary and are doing pretty good actually.
Yeah.
So not just Calgary, and I know Edmonton has got a similar scenario there.
Yeah.
It's not the BioWare yet, guys,
Of course.
but they are building up to that point,
Yeah.
And I have to mention, we are working with a company called Scaffold, like a program that the government of Alberta actually put together and funded to help game companies actually generate revenue, get funding and stuff like that. And they're pretty good actually.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
We love to see the growth. That's what we want to see. I mean, it's cool to talk about the devs that are the big names, but it's kind of cool to be like, hey, in our backyard, we have some pretty cool devs making some great games too. So.
Indie guys are really good in Calgary, like I said. They're really pushing their limits on different things that you can do and so on. So definitely exciting times.
Awesome.
Now I want to nerd out about one thing. Now you said you made the switch from Unity to Unreal.
Yeah.
How's that switch been? Because I've heard some devs they've loved the switch, and I have heard others. So I'm curious.
Well, I'll put it this way. Unreal Engine has got a high learning curve, right? Steep learning curve. But once you understand how the flow works and everything, it's amazing. Like Unreal is Unreal, to be honest.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, so we were pretty happy on doing that switch. And they bring out a lot of updates coming out regularly. Like the updates are so fast now that we can't keep up. updating our games because they pretty much
Yeah.
doing one update a year, and we're like, we're developing still 3 updates back. You know, we'd have to
man.
switch
Slow
over.
down, guys,
Yeah,
come on.
exactly.
That's really
so,
cool,
So it's
though.
pretty good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great. Well, Jacques, thanks for coming on the show today. We really appreciate hearing about local awesome indie development.
Yeah.
Again, Athos
And Junk Survivor.
Junk Survivor.
Those are available right now on
and
Steam.
Frontier Legends out in a couple months.
That's
all
good,
on
yep.
Steam. Throw them on your wish list. Give them a try.
If you love the survival genre, you love Ark, you love, Rust, any of those kinds of games, check them out.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate that.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. We are back with another Good Enough Gaming Podcast interview. This time we have Vince from MSI. We've been hounding him all weekend.
VIP.
Hounding him all weekend to bring a little special little toy over.
I want a special presentation.
Yes.
Yeah, I have. I've been bothered to bring the Claw 8 over because last year I remember when I met you guys, it was the Claw,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
that's all it was. And this year it's the Claw 8.
It's leveled up.
It's definitely leveled up. Yeah, it's definitely leveled up. But just
So break it down for us. So this Claw 8, obviously you guys have had some serious upgrades to the machine this year. So
Yeah,
what are we looking at here?
well, the biggest one that we actually updated was the size of the screen.
Okay.
Right? We went from 7 inches to 8 inches.
Nice.
We added 2 Thunderbolt Type C connectors. So,
Nice.
because it'll do display output, right?
Yeah.
But you only get one connection, so you can't charge and display at the
display,
same time.
yeah.
But now you can.
Ooh.
That's a huge
Yeah.
quality of life thing, yeah.
Plus, we changed the color to what this is called Sandstorm Gray?
I was like, Darude.
Sandstorm Dorade. No, I believe, colored. Literally Sandstorm.
There we go. Love
Just
it.
realized that, yeah.
That's a nice little like offshoot from just like black or white.
Yeah,
Yes.
straight black, straight white.
Great.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, for this one, it's using the newer Core Ultra processors
Okay.
inside.
Oh,
so
nice.
last year it was the 185s, and this year it's the 285s.
Okay. Yeah.
Ultra 7 258. Just got to make sure that that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're checking facts just to be
Yeah,
sure.
just checking
Yeah,
facts.
we wanna make sure.
Making sure, but
Yeah.
I've had the privilege to be able to game on this. Like, it runs Tekken 8 like a dream.
That's amazing.
Ooh.
Like, I test my normal Halo like I did the last one, and
Yeah.
it's
Chef's
that.
kiss.
Yeah.
Love that.
it runs a lot better. Intel on their Arc GPU was upgraded quite extensively
Right.
through the newer core. More frames, right?
Yeah.
Better graphic generation and everything. So it just
Yeah.
overall was a really good move.
For sure. I mean, with so many handhelds coming out on the market nowadays, I mean, the big thing is smooth performance, good cooling, and battery life. I mean, those are kind of like the 3 things that you want. And it seems like you've addressed all of those with this.
We put the same cooling technology in the Claw as what we do our notebooks. Like, it
sweet.
has the same tech. And honestly, this has been running all weekend,
Yeah.
and it's not even hot.
Well, and it's, you've got a
That's
ton of
huge.
vents.
Yeah.
Like, the venting on the back is super impressive.
Yeah, it runs in through here, right? There's a fan here and a fan here,
Yeah.
and then it blows out the back. But it's when you get the fans don't really kick in too much. But even when Tekken gets up and running, it barely touches it in terms of like overheating.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, and Tekken is not a slouch
Yeah,
in
it's
the
an
visual
expensive
department.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the screen itself, is 120 hertz refresh rate.
Awesome.
Touchscreen just like the old one,
Yeah.
and it's 500 nits IPS panel. So it's a definitely big upgrade in terms of overall viewing aspect. So
Yeah.
IPS allowing it to be like, if you can only game like this, or if you can game like this, you can view it at any angle.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like, the first thing I noticed, even just when you had the Tekken kind of splash screen on there, like, the colors pop. It's very bright. It's colorful.
It's a vivid screen.
Yeah, you can really see what you're looking at there.
Except for all the fingerprints that are on it, though.
Damn kids at
All
GameCon.
the fingerprints like these units that we bring with us, they go through a lot. But yeah, I'll let you take a look at that because I think honestly I've seen enough of it, and you definitely need to see it. But
I do need to see it.
that's running at I believe at first it'll run at 60, which 60 FPS for any fighting game is actually more than enough.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, it feels
more
great
than
at
enough.
60.
Vince,
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting it back.
So
I'm sorry that you made the mistake of putting it in Jordan's hands.
How fast can you run in a 100-yard dash?
I used to play Ultimate Frisbee back in high school. I was the cup. So I was the one to catch it at sprinting speeds. I was also known as the guy whose feet never touch the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can.
So
run
I'm in
pretty
trouble.
Yeah,
I'm
I
in
can
trouble.
run pretty fast.
don't make a run for it.
Perfect.
And it's also been a long weekend, so we've all been standing around. But
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've done 18 days long conventions, so I'm well seasoned in terms of being able to
He's prepped.
pick up and go.
This man doesn't fuck around.
I got
Can't run from justice.
Yeah, honestly, like right off the hop, just the feel, it feels good in the hands. Your fingers, there's enough of a grip back here that you can kind of wrap around it nicely. I find a lot of other handhelds, usually they're a little bit kind of narrower. And so you end up having like your pinkies resting on the bottom, or it just doesn't quite fit the way that you would want it to. And you wouldn't think a 7-inch screen versus an 8-inch screen would be a huge thing either.
I remember
but
the one last year. This is way better.
Yeah, 8 inches makes it all that much better.
Yeah, don't we know?
Yeah.
But no, I mean this is it's thinner than I thought it would be too.
Well, and that's the thing. When you're talking about handhelds, you need to keep it light.
Yeah.
And even still, for this, it's only 795 grams.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything that's 8-inch or bigger is over 800 grams for weight. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure most of them are pretty heavy. So.
I mean, he's getting his ass kicked right now.
No, that's me. Thank you very much.
And see, you haven't had to adjust any graphic settings yet either. And
Nope.
how smooth is that running?
Yeah, like it feels great. The colors really pop. And yeah, I mean, you got good rumble in there. You can feel every hit, and the sticks feel good. The sticks feel like they've got good movement to them.
Yep. We did improve the joysticks too. They have a different grip on them. They have a deeper
Bevel.
Yeah. So
They feel very Xbox-like, which is nice.
and we still kept the Hall effect joysticks.
Okay.
So that way it's not a mechanical. It's just a laser, a sensor aspect. Okay. Because they
right.
last longer, and the movement traction.
Which we appreciate.
Yeah.
Yes, very
you
much.
don't get drift.
Yes.
Yeah, and drift is
In this day and age,
you don't want drift.
you
yeah.
don't want drift.
If only every console was like that.
Unfortunately, I can only speak for us. We still kept. We improved the speakers in it as well.
Okay.
We improved the build mounting system, so then that way there's like little dampeners inside that actually house the speaker, and it actually allows it for it to be like a deeper, richer feel without
nice.
vibrating the unit.
Yeah.
So it holds the shock, but yet it actually sends out good volume.
Nice.
But yeah, it's got some good power to it, and we've added nice features like MSI Center M with the Core Ultra in it. It still takes advantage of AI.
Yeah, so talk about that a little bit, because I mean, obviously AI is a very hot topic conversation in everything tech related right now. How does the AI really kind of take advantage of a handheld system, and what's that doing to really improve on the overall system?
So the way that AI kind of kicks in for this, now AI systems have been in place for computers for years.
Yeah.
But this is more intuitive, where it actually will kick in when you're doing something specific. Say, for example, you're not gaming, but yet you're browsing the internet.
Yeah.
It'll get out of gaming mode and go into just normal low power browsing mode, right?
Right, okay.
It'll kick in the fans when it detects it's getting hot, but not like through the roof.
It's not going to over throttle them or anything.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
And then the AI aspect of it is you can choose how it handles specific tasks. Like, it just gets smarter. And with Core Ultra, it has NPUs to be able to take that load and actually dedicate it instead of it being on your processors,
Okay.
like the actual main processors. Those are the P&E cores, right? So
Yeah.
the performance cores, they do a lot, and then the E cores they take over, and then there's the NPU that helps kick in. So it runs in the background, and I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But
The buttons feel good.
yeah.
Yeah, really tactile. They've got a nice click to them.
Yes.
So these are available now, yes?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Major retailers, usual.
I know for sure Best Buy.
Okay.
Don't quote me on it because it's been a while since I've checked exactly like the price or for the aspect of like where they're at. But Best Buy carries. I know that much for a fact. But yeah, essentially, you can check ca.msi.com and it'll actually like tell you where you can get your local. Because right, being out in
direct you.
Edmonton here, there's I know there's Memory Express, and then Amazon and such. But
Right.
yeah.
And as far as like accessories and things go, like, do you guys do any official accessories for the Claw? Do you have like a dock or a carrying case? I know a lot of people want a case for these.
So I'd have to double check, but like it actually does come with bundle accessories. Like there is the dock with it.
Oh, nice.
There's a
Okay.
case, and then there's there's even a special lanyard for it. But like that's part
cool.
of a different bundle. But it's just. Yeah, there is. It's accessible to the market. Like I think US side you can get it.
Right.
I'm not too sure about Canada, but I'm pretty sure in terms of like overall accessibility. Like yeah, in North America I can say for sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Are you guys? Is there conversations of doing multiple colors? Is the Sandfall? Are you going to have different options, or is this kind of what you guys are sticking with?
Well, we did do a new launch announcement at Computex,
Okay. Yeah.
but that'll be a later conversation.
All right. Fair enough.
So we will have colors. It's just it won't be this model.
I
gotcha.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But essentially, though, as far as for this one, it's the Sandstorm one. Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
How's the response been? I mean, obviously being at GameCon here, how have people been liking it?
It's been exponentially like higher than what I anticipated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of overall expectation, it's not bad. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly the hot topic.
Oh, did it ask you to
now.
buy it? That was it? That was the demo? So I think you got to go into free play.
Yeah, Daryl broken. Not physically.
Classic Daryl.
Just the demo ended because he was too good.
Because I was too good at the game.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah.
First bubble up, now this. So, Vince, thanks for coming on again this year. We really appreciate it. We love talking all things tech, especially gaming tech.
That claw is sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
The claw 8 is
I'm
amazing.
very surprised at just how good it feels in hand, honestly.
Well, like I said, when we first introduced this, at first I was like, okay, it's a claw. The first claw, introduction to market, it got here. But the claw 8, it's hard to keep in stock. Like everyone wants it.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of Reddit groups that are just talking about the claw.
That's amazing.
And I chime in and at least say like, answer questions and such. But everyone's always discussing like, do I get this and do that? And the market seems to say, go the Claw 8.
Yeah.
But they're not wrong. With Intel and Intel Arc, the two systems know each other, right? Getting into the nerdy nitty gritty, it's a very well-balanced ecosystem when it comes to CPU and GPU working together.
Right.
And the architecture of the CPU and the GPU being able to talk to each other and understanding the same languages, that's where it matters. Like, I'm not too technical in terms of how it works. I just know the two together has been phenomenal. Like, Intel has been updating it along the way, and it's been very good for FPS overall. And it does good for free, like for 4K aspects when you're thinking like, can you play something like that like on a console like Cyberpunk, right? Where Cyberpunk, everyone strides to play it in 4K. This handles perfectly. I've even been able to use VR on this.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Not too successfully, but I have been able to like. I
But
can
there's
play,
capabilities there.
You can.
Yeah.
That's
It's
sweet.
not advertised as it, but like a streamer of mine that we work with, he's been able to stream from this.
Oh, crazy.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Camera, microphone, and charging off a dock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Been able to stream from it, and I was like, really? He's like, oh yeah, it's strong enough.
That's pretty impressive.
Great. Well, once again, thank you so much for being on here. We love talking with you.
We
So
love
it's great.
nerding out about stuff, man.
I know. I love nerding out too. I don't get to do it as much, but when I do get to talk about it, like I said, the Claw has kind of been one of the bigger focuses aside the Titan. Which have you guys seen the new Dragon Forge Titan?
Not in person, nope.
So we've actually covered, and I not to keep going, but we Norse mythology added like runes into the Titan.
Oh, no
and
way.
it actually looks really sick.
That's cool.
So when you get a chance, check it out on the website. I wish I could have brought it, but like it actually looks really good. I was impressed. Our banner in the hall, is it's based off of the design on the rims of the overall. Like it's Norse runic design.
Yeah.
So I just pulled the idea and did it that way. I wanted to do a section of that alone, but I couldn't bring the Titan. But we have others. We have the Raider. We have the new Katana. We have the Vector. We have the Claw. We got a racing simulator over there.
Sick.
Okay.
We like racing sims.
Did you guys get a chance to come over and pew the Nerf guns?
No, you know what? We've been so busy
busy.
here, we haven't had the chance. But
You guys have been streaming all weekend.
all
We
weekend,
have been live the whole time.
Wow.
8 hours a day, basically, ready to rock and roll, man.
Give or take fire alarms.
Yeah.
So.
But
Still.
yeah, it's been good. Can't complain.
All right.
Awesome.
But thanks
Vince.
again, Vince.
I think that was good enough.
That's good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
Hey, folks, we're back again. This time with our special guest, the man behind all of this chaos, Chris. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh,
The man,
you
the myth,
know I
the
love
legend.
being here.
How are you doing today?
Tired.
Yeah.
But still full of energy, which is, so it's a contradiction.
Yeah,
Good
It's been-
balance.
It's been a very busy con.
I can't get over the numbers on Friday and Saturday where we were crushing it, regardless of the Oilers.
Yeah, we don't mention that name.
Yeah.
around
Okay.
here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. The team we don't talk about. All right.
Yeah.
So, if you even compare like this year to last year, what's some of the biggest things you've noticed for the better?
For the better. Some of the big things. Well, obviously the crowds, right? The
Yes.
crowd was a lot bigger yesterday, especially yesterday on Saturday. I think we were close to 20,000 people.
Oh my God.
For Saturday, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The people, like everybody, there's so many people talking like positively about it. It's like, if this, like, we had a fire alarm yesterday, like, we'll talk about that.
Surprise.
See the end of our stream.
Yeah, you guys. I'm sorry if I'm letting the cat out of the bag there.
It's all good.
Fire alarm goes off. There's thousands and thousands of people in here, and I was really worried that everyone was going to be pissed off.
It was so calm.
Oh yeah, everyone just like hanging out on the hill, gathering around the front.
I have to give it all of the cosplayers, all of the very
Can you
tame
imagine?
cosplayers, all went and gathered under the muster point sign of
Right?
the parking lot. And I was like,
They
you guys
did
are
the proper
so-
thing.
You guys are so by the book. This is incredible.
Insane. But yeah, having those, and then everyone came back in. And everyone was like, oh, it was all right, not a big deal. Like, nobody was angry or upset, which was amazing. You know, we had a few vendors that are upset, and rightly so. You know, they lost a few sales, but yeah, just everyone is just loving this show so much. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Daryl's back.
Daryl's back.
Yeah, you know, honestly, that's been probably the thing that we've enjoyed the most is obviously it's been packed in here.
Yeah.
Ton of people. You know, we talked with you kind of pre-con about how you guys, you know, cinched everyone in a little bit more, which is awesome. But yeah, just the vibes from everybody has been great. Everybody's super happy to be here.
Yeah.
We've talked to people that have traveled from the East Coast. Some people that have traveled up from the U.S. to come here, and it's just been so cool to see such a wide range of people.
Yeah.
That Warhammer Hall is like staggering with how busy it is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All day, every day.
Yeah, like we're talking from 8 until midnight.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Packed. Oh no, it's actually Warhammer. And the vendors too, like they're loving the show.
Yeah.
They're even saying, they're like, guys, it's a different energy. It's amazing. It's getting better and better every year. Warhammer. There's a guy that flew down from Australia.
Wow.
To play Warhammer here in Canada with us, which is amazing because he probably could have got a cheaper flight to the U.S. But he actually came here, pre-shipped his entire army that he has painted.
Wow.
Weeks in advance to ensure that it's here when he arrives.
Wow.
They send him to a bunch of different post offices for him only to discover they have shipped it back to him because he wasn't here to pick it up. There was a confusion.
Oh my!
And I guess the guy came in and was talking to the Warhammer team, who's amazing, and said, "Guys, is there any way I get a refund?" You know, and Ryan from the Warhammer team, he was just like, "What do you want, a refund? Like, what's happening?" Kind of explained the situation, and Games Workshop was like, "Forget that. We got armies. We're gonna get you." And they gave him some like wicked armies that were pro painted, and so that he could stay and play.
God.
Yeah,
That's
which is
amazing.
so cool. Just stuff, and that's the kind of stuff you're seeing around the con with everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the celebrities this year,
Yeah.
holy shit! Like
Every year, I see them just wander. Not being bombarded by security, like barricading them from the masses.
Best.
Just going for a walk, and everyone's just
chill.
loving them.
oh man,
And I mean, from everything I've heard, everyone that is here is the nicest person.
well, I mean, Matthew Lillard, first of all,
Yeah.
easily one of the nicest human beings on the planet. We were so lucky to have him, and I think I saw him stop and hug and talk to every single person that wanted to, and there was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like he was unwavering. He just kept going. And then you know, Alex obviously is the same way, right? And he's still here right now today. And then Steven, who is absolutely nuts and funny and crazy and hilarious, and is having his own crowds too.
Yeah.
It was actually funny when we were doing our marketing for this event, and we were doing all the EB games and all, like one of the first celebrities that was talked about was Steven.
Yeah.
Because of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, easily.
Very recognizable that way.
Yeah, so it's been, like it just gets better every year, man. I don't even know what
It
to say.
does.
So
It
we
does.
played pinball for a couple hours last night. Like, we were
Oh my
loving it.
God.
Like, we've spent all day here. We did after hours. Like, we've done everything.
We got to play some Fall Guys on the main stage. That was,
Yeah, the Mega Stage games. Yeah, last night were a ton
You
of
guys
fun.
were doing after hours last night?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gotta hold it down.
I still haven't done that to this day. Since the convention has started, I have not done
We
after
have
hours gaming.
ideas. We have some solid ideas for you.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait.
I'm into it.
Awesome.
Aside from the contest, aside from the fire alarm cosplay contest yesterday, incredible.
Phenomenal.
The crowd was packed.
Yeah, I took a panoramic shot from like the back of the crowd, and the hall was like packed. Full.
Couldn't find a seat.
Yeah, standing room
People,
only.
people everywhere.
We got a call at 2:00 yesterday
Yeah.
from the facility, and they're like, "Guys, we have no more parking." Period. I was like, yes.
That's
You know, I
what
feel
you
bad for the
wanna
guys that
hear.
got to walk, but it's like, yeah, that's what we wanted, right? That's what we're looking for. That.
It was full.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year, guys. We're moving the show. There's no way that the Oilers are going to land on us, even if they make it. We're going to get a week away from Father's Day. I can't wait to see what that looks like.
You mean moving the show on the calendar, not
Yes,
location,
I'm sorry.
right?
Not location.
Not physically.
No, you
Clarification.
guys. We're not back to Calgary yet.
Damn it.
No, one more year in Edmonton for sure. But the facility, I mean, we're actually really loving it here too. The fans here, like I said, they're so great.
Yeah, it's
great art and like craft community in Edmonton. Like
Calgary is coming here.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
Like, I've
We're
seen
here.
so many people in Calgary. Well, the only important Calgarians are here, right?
Wow, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's been the great thing is we've even people that we met on year one in Calgary, we've seen this year. And whether it's a vendor or somebody that we talked to at the booth last year, it doesn't seem to be a deterrent by any means. And I mean, this expo center is a great facility too.
Yeah, you can't. The flow is amazing. It's a big giant L. It makes it real easy.
Yeah.
I really like the facility.
Now, I'm gonna ask, and you can say no. Okay. That's fine. But any exclusives or any possible teases for things that are going to be here next year?
Oh, see, I am the one that usually will tease something. Like Mark is a lot stricter on this stuff than I am, and it should be the other way around. Since I'm the CEO, but I'm gonna say no, man. Yeah, there is some big stuff that we already started working on a couple months ago for next year.
Yeah.
But it is I'm terrified of these companies. Like they're not little companies. I don't want to mess with it.
That's fair.
Get in trouble and risk them getting angry with me not coming. So
that's
but
fair.
There are some big things coming.
Yeah, very big things. Like every year it's been bigger and bigger and bigger. Some of the companies that I wish I could tease and even just hint about right now are massive, like the biggest of the big. So
So we're talking like Warhammer equivalent or bigger.
Yes, or bigger.
Woo, doggy.
Or bigger.
Okay. That's spicy enough, I think.
Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
enough to kind of
I like
mind
that.
wander.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. It's been really good.
Great. I'm
just excited for next year now.
Yeah, I'm already like, okay, so we got a couple more hours.
364 days.
Got a couple more hours to kick some ass today and enjoy it. But when is next year, man? Like we love this event. We can't wait to see what you guys have cooked up. And as always, if you need a place to drop some exclusives later on, we are the place.
I've told you guys before, this is my favorite podcast by far. So
GameCon's exclusive. One and only.
One podcast here at GameCon.
That's it. Next year we're doing the booth. We're gonna do the booth, the soundproof.
Oh, man.
Glass. Let's do something fun.
Yeah, we'll do something fun next year. I mean, this setup's worked really well this year. I think
it's been good.
At minimum, we're doing this again.
Yeah.
Maybe spice it up a little somehow. I don't know.
Daryl in a hot tub.
Yeah.
Stop trying to pimp me out.
All right,
No, thanks,
Chris,
guys. Thank you.
thanks for your time today. I know you are a very busy person. We've seen you getting your steps in, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm probably like 200,000 steps in the last 3 days.
Oh, my God.
I don't doubt
I can
it.
only imagine.
Appreciate you taking the time, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So, have yourself a great rest of your convention.
Thank you.
We look forward to hearing from you next year.
Yeah.
And drinks tonight.
Hey-o.
I think that was good enough.
Good enough.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. That was good.
Hey, everybody. We are back with David.
Hello.
From Legends of Logomancy. We were chatting earlier this week. They were handing out like a bunch of stuff. We got a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
So tell us first, what is Legends of Logomancy? Second, who are you like working with right now? And what kind of stuff are you doing with it was Make-A-Wish?
Yep, that's correct. So Legends of Logomancy is a Canadian-based content creation collective, is the way we love to phrase it.
Collective.
It's our fancy way of saying we take a whole bunch of content creators, we play various TTRPGs together.
Okay.
So we have a lot of different games. So D&D, so the supplemental material we gave you guys there, Vaults of Magics for 5e.
Okay.
We play Pathfinder. We've played a lot of the new systems that have come out. So Cobalt Press is a longtime friend of ours.
Yes.
So we got to play Tales of the Valiant. We're playing a little bit of a new system called Emergent, which is kids get superpower and there's shady government agencies that want you to not do that.
Sounds like something for Kyle and his kids.
Yeah,
Like a great game.
it's a blast. There's a ton of stuff. But yeah, our big thing is we're here at GameCon, where the fellas here are, and we're promoting the Make-A-Wish Roll for Wishes campaign that we do every October.
Okay.
So we get creators across all of the world. So when originally it was very North America based, but this year we've really stepped it up. and we get everyone together. We play various TTRPGs. The nice thing is a lot of now the publishers are coming on too,
Yes.
so we're getting a chance to work with them. And we raise money for wishes for kids who have critical illnesses around the world.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
So how long has Logomancy existed as a whole?
It depends on how you define that term.
Okay.
Which is everyone's favorite answer.
Yes.
Our first stream together was in 2021, which was both the predicator of Roll for Wishes.
Yes.
And us as a content collective.
Okay.
I worked for a local Twitch group at the time. Twitch was like, hey, please do more charity stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons guy. I thought, I can definitely run 12 hours of D&D.
Oh my god. That's a marathon.
Yeah, about an hour in, I was like, I can't actually do this in my session prep, and so my business partner James jumped in.
Yeah.
And ran 14 hours of D&D.
Like 14 straight. Or like.
So the stream itself is 17 hours. 14 of that is Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of D&D.
It was insane. It was genuinely
That's
one of the
some
coolest
stamina.
things. Yeah. We were very tired. We definitely earned our sleep the next day. But the really cool thing about that was after all was said and done, we were like, hey, raising money for this cause is something that means a lot to all of us anyways. Why don't we keep doing that? So about March 2022, we officially brought ourselves all together and started streaming for the goal of making it.
Okay.
And now that's a very big part of what we do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think did you guys also have some special giveaways today? I think we saw a painted mini over there.
Yeah.
We talked to the creator of, and
yeah, it's so we were running an auction for Make-A-Wish. So brand new Tiltify function, if you guys ever get into it, is the ability to auction off stuff. Alongside that, we were able to bring together a bunch of really cool people that we've worked with in the past. So Cobalt Press, for example, who gave the Vault of Magic, they donated some really cool stuff. Beetle and Grimm's, that's Matthew Lillard's company, was able to donate some stuff. And then just all kinds of amazing local people. Electrum Sabers, who's been around, donated a saber for it. And then, the painted mini that you saw was custom painted in the Make-A-Wish colors. So we ran an auction over the last 3 days, had some really great turnout. Some amazing people showed up and walked away with some really cool prizes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you yourself, is there anything at the convention that you got to see that you were really hyped about?
Well, this is Con 3 for me with Gamescom that I've come to. So there's a few people that I was excited just to see back.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Beacon guys. It's always great to see them. The Warhammer booth, I think, has been the coolest improvement that they've done.
Yeah.
So before it was they had a square and then it kind of expanded a little bit. And now that they've got half of an area. So it's really cool to see. And especially as a Warhammer, I used to be a really big Warhammer player when I was a kid. This never would have happened. I would have been made fun of if I was I'm going to the convention center and I'm going to play Warhammer.
I'm going to wear my jersey.
Yeah,
to a tournament.
Yeah,
that hall was massive.
Yeah.
And it's packed all day, every day.
It's wild to see the change of nerddom across all of this, right?
Yeah.
Just lots of different nerd niches.
Yeah.
And it's all just converges in one place.
Yeah.
And everyone's just happy to be here and be able to dress, be themselves.
Yeah.
The
thing that I've really enjoyed is getting to watch people that maybe didn't know about a fandom.
Yeah.
Our kind of little spot is just wide enough. People who are two things can be oh my god, I love your costume, but I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, I'm doing this thing, I don't know who you are. And then they share that little bit of hobby, and then you watch them go their own separate ways with some new.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're that's really cool.
Yeah. Worlds collide.
Yeah.
Same thing. You're walk past all the board games or something. You're like, oh, that looks kind of neat. It's come play a demo. Come try it out. And it's same thing. It's been busy. Everyone is finding some things. Obviously, you've got lines to do stuff. People just seem to be loving it.
I think I've added 6 games to my Steam wish list, or actually just to my library since I got here.
We have added so many.
Yeah.
As on the stream, obviously, we've been interviewing half the indie devs here this weekend, playing as many of them as we can on stream, and it's just been all of us. We've all found, I think, 2 or 3 that were just when does this come out? I need to pay for this right now.
You get sort of wrapped up in it. It's we lost Daryl for an hour and a half playing 2 strikes.
Bubble up.
Bubble up, yeah. Daryl set a world record for Bubble Up.
Hell yeah.
Currently the leader of Bubble Up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Got to get in early.
Well, we'll have to see if we can get some people to beat his record real quick before they...
we posted it in their Discord too, so the gauntlet has been thrown, so to speak.
Perfect.
So I think this convention and like what you guys are doing is awesome, and I really hope that you continue to expand, because it sounds like you're trying to recruit more and more people to, DM and be a part of it, which is awesome.
Well, the really neat thing that we're very lucky to be in the position we're in is we work for Make-A-Wish International.
Yes.
So the lovely folks Make-A-Wish Canada that are here, their parent organization is who we end up fundraising through.
Right.
And the beautiful thing with that is that we have such a far reach, but we don't just do TTRPG stuff as a result. Like we're talking to creators who are like, oh, I don't play that, but I play a lot of like, Baldur's Gate, TTRPG adjacent. And we're like, well, I've got great news for you. Yeah. We do a whole bunch of stuff with that too throughout the rest of the year that you're more than welcome to jump in. So like I've been telling people, maybe board games or TTRPGs aren't your thing.
Yeah.
But you can jump in and there's something you can do, and there's just so many cool things that you'll be able to be able to see and do with Make-A-Wish to make a difference in the lives of families and children.
Absolutely.
And so where can people find you aside from Make-A-Wish? Obviously, makeawish.com.ca.
Yeah.
Pretty big. You'll be able to find them if you spell it wrong. Where can people also find you guys if you're specifically coming to you?
Yeah, we're everywhere on the internet as Logomancy Media, Logomancy, because we get people ask all the time, as well as we have our website, logomancy.ca, where you can find us and get a hold of us.
Amazing. Well, David, thanks for being on the podcast today. We really appreciate it. We hope you guys get a lot more attention.
Thank you for bringing us on and giving me the opportunity to borrow some of your audience for a bit.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Perfect. Thanks,
Great.
guys.
Thanks.
All four of us at once. There's something.
Has it been all four of us since the very start?
I don't think so, especially because we didn't like our initial recording.
No, we've missed this whole time.
What's that?
Hip hop horn.
Oh my god, we haven't.
Oh, Jordan.
I had one job all weekend and I
kept
fucked it up.
I know, there's too many buttons.
God damn it.
This is like the first time we've been on stream, all four of us. Because
Pretty much. Yeah, we fucked up the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We're learning.
We did fuck up the first one.
Yeah, you won't see that because it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah, the 10 minutes disappeared.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So this has been a very busy con.
Yeah, extremely.
I'm very happy with all the developers we got to talk to. We got to play some absolutely amazing games.
Awesome.
Yeah, some games I am going to play again.
Don't sleep on indie games.
Yes.
No.
There's some absolute bangers out there. It doesn't have to be from a AAA studio pumping out garbage. There is some very small studios putting out very big games.
I could see Kyle's, Jimmy's being tickled. The amount of developers that we talked to that said, we are not going to release our game until we are happy with it.
Yep.
Exactly.
What a novel concept, eh?
What a lovely thing. That's amazing.
So,
Great.
let's talk a little bit, just like con highlights.
Oh God, I think the fact that we just got to
Go
talk,
around the horn.
We just got to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
everyone wanted to come through. Everyone was so excited to chat about their game. I mean, why wouldn't they be? That's kind of why they're here.
100%.
The place is packed. It's been busy all weekend. Like, we got to give somebody a fucking Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was wicked.
So cool. Yeah, I mean, honestly, fuck yeah. I mean, how do you choose? But I think one of the highlights for me was probably Two Strikes. Shout out to Benji.
Benny.
Sorry, Benny. Yeah, I mean, just what a cool studio, working on some really cool stuff. And the game is fun. Two Strikes is out right now, so you can go play it. They're planning on releasing a bunch of new characters to beef up the roster. But yeah,
art style. Love it.
I can't think of another fighting game out there that looks visually like that. So yeah, that was
plays like that. I've never seen anything that is like that in a fighting game universe. That is,
yeah,
like that enjoyable in that form, in that sense.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. That was a great experience. That's probably my standout. But for me, it's like A1, A2, A3, A4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like choosing your favorite kid. So, yeah. But curious, Daryl, what about you?
Well, I mean, I'm very excited to play Aegis Force in the future. I also enjoyed Two Strikes, but my highlights, like, I don't really know what to choose. I got kind of two highlights this weekend.
You're allowed to have two.
That's true.
Number one, I won the tattoo competition and came out with a big haul. Shout out to Chaos Tattoos for putting that on. But then I also put like the world's highest score.
Oh my god!
on Bubble Up.
Bubble Up.
And I got my analytics card. I got like a whole breakdown.
They brought him a special card.
I more than doubled the next closest score that was even near me. So
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
Daryl's zoned in.
yeah, I was locked in, and I like to the point where I was getting messages like in the game from the announcer as they were talking about. It's like what's going on here? Like it's so fun. It was like I kind of got into the groove. I was telling Trevor I feel like nothing else around me was happening. I had that like clear lock in, and I was like, as two things are going on at once, I was like, no, I got this. I got this.
Yeah. It's like taking the pill from
I felt like Rain Man.
Limitless, and Daryl's like, my mind is open.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes there's just games that like scratch your brain in the right way, and this was Daryl's.
That was my Limitless moment.
Yeah. Pretty cool moment, though.
Yeah, that was awesome. I don't think I'm ever gonna forget that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. For me, like some of the games we got to play, and like how excited devs were to just come and like talk passionately about their stuff.
Yeah.
Some really, really fun games. Obviously, pinball. We came back last night
some pinball.
and played some more pinball. I'm gonna start like a pinball machine fund because like they're
10 years, Kyle's kids can either go to college or Kyle can get a pinball machine. So
I think pinball machine's the right call here.
We'll see. Maybe they'll go in the trades. We'll see.
The D&D pinball machine was wild.
That was
like
really
the multi-ball.
cool.
There's like 5, 6, 7 pinballs flying at you at the same time.
Oh, and you got to choose quests and,
that was
and
sweet.
a character class.
I also like that about the X-Men one.
Yeah.
It was
And
fun.
Trevor and I lived dangerously on that one, and it paid big time.
And you guys didn't even get to play the Spider-Man or the Venom one, did you?
No,
it was busy.
It was
man.
it was
in there.
packed.
That was
in there.
also a really good one.
Yeah. No, I mean honestly, this is. I mean, when Chris and Mark said this was bigger and better, they weren't.
No
messing
lies
around.
detected.
No. Any other highlights, T?
Warhammer was crazy. If you were not here and you were a Warhammer person,
You should
need
probably be
to
here.
come see it.
Yeah.
Or maybe you caught the live stream of the tournament, like the World Qualifier tournament. If you saw that was happening here, and that hall was packed.
Yes.
I don't know enough about Warhammer to speak knowledgeably about it.
We don't
but to
do that.
see like tables upon tables of people and they like people were saying they had big point games being played. Like people had big shit. Like they had some cool things going.
Yeah.
So if you're a Warhammer fan, get in. Like go see it, compete, enter one of the tournaments or something, because it was fucking going all day,
sick.
every day.
Yeah.
I just handed a podcast card.
That's cool.
As one does at the GameCon Canada.
I am very excited to see what they come up with next year because
We'll be back.
Yeah.
We've already heard of one or two celebrities coming to or coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris dropped some hints of some other big things happening in the background.
That's true. Yeah.
So once again, keep an eye out next spring, early spring, because we will for sure be talking with him again.
You want to miss it?
Hell yeah.
As you know, 4 OGs of the event dropping in.
Oh,
as the
OGs,
street
baby.
team, media team.
Yes, sir.
You know, we've
Unofficial,
seen,
but
GamesCon's official.
We've seen it grow.
Official and only on-site podcast.
Next year, we might be the official GameCon podcast. I mean, who knows?
I'm gonna put that on a piece of tape at least.
Yeah.
Just tape it up.
The green
Just
tape
duct tape.
official.
We're gonna have little name tags that just say the official.
That'd be a lot.
Walk around, yeah.
No, we got some lofty goals too. We'd like to, you know, Chris and Mark. Let's put us on the mega stage. Let's go, boys.
Yeah.
Let's get us up
Like
there.
to present like at least an award. Or
Something.
For those that tuned into our live streams at any point this weekend, even if it was for 10 seconds, thank you so much. You know, a lot of work goes into this, and that was our first time doing live streams in general, and we did about 8 hours a day.
Yeah. No big deal.
No big deal.
Sink or swim, learn by doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we've always done.
That's how we always do it.
It was good enough.
Yeah.
Press the button.
But I think this has proven that we've got some very cool live stream ideas in the future.
Yeah.
You know, we'll
maybe a new segment.
Yeah, I was like,
some backseat gaming.
Stay tuned for backseat gaming.
Backseat gaming might become a thing very shortly. Yeah. What do you think, guys? Any other standouts? Any other highlights?
I think that was good enough. Convention.
Good enough.
Yeah, I think that was good enough.
Good enough.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it didn't work.
Oh, it didn't work.
All right.
We had a very special button to press.
And just like as how we started is how we're gonna catch y'all next time.
Yeah.
Next year.
Next year.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.